My name is Stephanie Rollins. I am a graduate student at Lee Tourneau University. This is a practice video for learning purposes only. I am not a professional counselor. This is not a professional counseling session. Again, this is a graduate practice counseling video. This is my volunteer, Vernon. Thank you for volunteering.
You're welcome.
Today, we're going to discuss actually whatever you would like, and I will ask you a few questions maybe to get you thinking about some of these topics that we can discuss, that I hope to discuss.
Okay.
One of the things that we're working on is solution-focused therapy rather than focusing on the problem. We're focusing on solutions and the positives and your strengths.
Okay.
One of the things I would like to ask is I want to invite you to imagine that your life has miraculously changed in a desired direction. Can you describe how you'll know that what you're desiring and what you want to happen has changed? That was kind of a twofold question.
You mean, for example, if I just accidentally hit the lottery tomorrow?
Well, so money would be your miraculous change. I don't want to dwell on the issues or things that you are working on at this time, but again, if I can pose the question this way,
I think my big yes would be financial freedom.
Okay, then how would you know that this has changed? Say you woke up tomorrow morning. How would you know that that has changed? Just by checking your bank account? Describe it to me. How would you feel? How would you know that these changes have happened? And expand a little, if you can, on what you mean by financial freedom.
Well, I'd like to be able to sit down and just write a check for every bill I had. I think this is a common desire a lot of people have, and just not worry from day to day if there's going to be the bills set aside, and certainly plan for both my children's college fund and for my own retirement, and just know that that's secure. That's basically it in a nutshell. How would I know? I've been in business long enough to know what amount I would need and what that would take to secure it.
Okay, so...
Am I answering your question?
Well, say in a perfect world that did happen. This evening that happened. It was miraculously you have hit that figure that you feel will give you that kind of freedom. How would you feel when you woke up the next morning? What goes with that?
Just a sense of peace. That's it. And know that you can get up and do whatever you want. The freedom that goes along with it.
So you believe that would give you peace?
Will give you the peace of not stressing out on a daily basis, worrying if you have to make, X number of dollars that day or that week or that month or that year.
Sure.
Again, I think that's a lot of our issues that we stress about on a daily basis. Now, I'm not undermining the rewards of a good, relationship with your kids, or undermine. I just think that would be easy, and I'm certainly not undermining any relationship that I have with religious-wise. I'm just stating for day-to-day, just getting up and breathing easier.
No, I do understand that. Well, say that did happen, what would you have done the day before to make that happen?
I don't realistically think you can do anything in one day. The only way I see that is if you just
Right.
inherited a great deal of money or hit the lottery. One day is not going to help me achieve that. So what I do every day, every week, every month is plan on a long-term objective to get there. That's how I seriously handle it. The one-day scenario for me, it would just have to be
I know.
divine intervention, a lottery, inheritance. That's the only things that would help achieve that on one day.
Well, that was figurative, but you pretty much are doing those things to reach
Yes.
those goals.
Yes.
Set goals, you know what it takes to get to those goals.
Yes.
To achieve what would give you that peace.
Yes.
And we don't have to spend any time on encouraging you to summon forth that positive change, because you know to set goals. You're working toward those goals every day, and you're doing what it takes to work toward that. And like you said, it is not going to happen in a day unless you won the lottery, or again, we're speaking figuratively. Now, this is obviously a concern and has been a concern, especially with family obligations and looking after elderly parents and so forth. How are you already managing these concerns and coping with these concerns each day as you work towards those goals you've set out?
You mean emotionally, or just what am I doing in a...
No, emotionally and internally, how are you coping with those concerns?
Stephanie, I don't even think about that. I just do what's necessary. I don't think about the emotional part. I just think I have to do this, so this is what I'm going to do. It doesn't, I don't think about there being an emotional...
Right.
Unless my mother passed away tomorrow, then obviously I'd have to deal with that emotional state.
I mean, stress-wise also. I mean, these are your concerns that you are trying to accomplish. You think about them. I know you think about them and get stressed about them. How do you cope with that on a daily basis? From the sounds of it, you keep active. I'm just pushing forward toward those goals.
Right.
Another thing, not to answer this for you, but because I do know you, I'm aware that you also work out and exercise.
Oh, yes,
deal with some
yes.
of that too.
Yeah, that helps. That probably just treats the symptom, though. That's not really addressing the issue.
Well, but you know that every day you're doing everything you can to work toward accomplishing these goals and to
Right.
get where you want to do.
Right.
You can't do any more than that.
I don't think so. Not with what I'm given under the current situation. Either that or I'm just not smart enough to figure it out.
I don't believe that at all.
Maybe
You are very smart. I'm trying to see, because a lot of this doesn't apply to you.
Okay.
Tell me about a time in your life that was special to you, a time that you still value and treasure.
Well, probably the most special time for me is when I get to visit my kids, because they're still, fairly young, with my son being 18, a senior, and my daughter being 14. I guess that's the times that I treasure the most. For example, one of my best memories in recent years is I woke my daughter up on Easter Sunday when we were in New York, and just the two of us went to St. Patrick's in the middle of the night and waited until they opened the doors, and we were, second or third row from the front to see Easter Sunday together. Another time is when myself and the kids just decided to go eat our favorite pizza, just hanging out, going to Yankee Stadium, just enjoying life together. So,
So experiencing these things with those you love and care about.
Right.
I have to agree with you there. Okay, again, another kind of let's fast forward 3 months from now. Imagine that things are going pretty well for you. How do you know that things will be going well? What will be indicators of that? Where would you like to see it 3 months from now?
Well, like you mentioned about my elderly mother, if I can have some of her affairs in order financially, and obviously some of my own affairs, and have things set up, a couple bills paid off. Right now I'm at that point in life where so many things are focused about money with the age of my kids, and my mother being in such poor health and her finances just being a nightmare. Unfortunately, I'm caught up in that stage where that is the vast majority of my time and energy is spent resolving those issues. But I'll know if I'm able to make peace and get some of that done with the events on the horizon about, potentially selling her store and handling those financial obligations.
Well, you seem to have a healthy plan in achieving these things that you have set out, and you seem to feel confident that it's in your capabilities to do this and that it will happen, which sounds pretty healthy to me.
Well, good. I hope so.
I had a question for you. Do you remember you were mentioning about your kids and your mom, both of, as far as affecting finances? They had a term for that. Do you remember sandwich generation? Do you kind of feel like that?
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard that in years. Well, it's passing the torch from your parents to you, and I'm in that situation. They both are, elderly now, and yeah, that's soon the torch will be passed. So I'll be replacing that.
I always thought that sandwich generation was you're taking care of kids and you're taking care of parents.
I see. Well, obviously I'm in there, yeah.
Sandwiched between the generations.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, is there anything you want to add, or any questions you have, or concerns?
No.
That's because you're perfectly healthy. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually.
No, I'm not perfectly healthy. We all desire a little more perfection in our life, but it's just trying to, achieve your goal, but life gets in the way, but you just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I wouldn't say I'm perfectly healthy in every regard. Anybody that says that is not truthful. We all have things that we strive for.
And things we're constantly working on.
Yes.
And working toward.
Absolutely.
Well, Ben, I appreciate you taking your time and volunteering and helping me with, again, this practice video for the graduate counseling program.
You're welcome.
And thank you.
You're welcome, Sterling.